What's going on, YouTube? It's Tom here, and we're back with another video today. I know that it's been a while. This summer's been pretty darn busy with work and other stuff, but I'm trying to get back on track here. I got a couple of videos lined up. First one being a steel review here on 9Cr18MoV in this Civivi Praxis. Before I go ahead and get started with the video, this knife is not stock. This was modded by my buddy BJ Hill. He sent this along for me to test some 9Cr18 and just to kind of handle a Civivi. I've handled them before, but not at length like this one has been. He's done some mod work to this one. He anoded all the screws and hardware. Obviously, he dyed the handle, the red handle, black. It's like a nice red and black two-tone handle. He stonewashed the blade, and he told me that this stonewash wasn't up to par, so, I mean, expect a little bit better than that, but I honestly love this stonewash that he put on here. It looks really, really good. Just has done some overall great work on this knife, even though this was kind of early on in his modding days, I believe, and he's doing some crazy stuff now. So if you guys haven't checked him out, go check him out. He's on Instagram. Should be pretty easy to find. Anyhow, let's go ahead and get into the video. We're talking about 9Cr18MoV today, and like I said, this is a Civivi Praxis. 9Cr18 is kind of relatively new in knives. Haven't really seen it for too long, couple years maybe now. It's mainly used by Civivi. When I went on Blade HQ and I filtered just by 9Cr18, I'd have to say 85 to 90% of the knives were Civivi. A couple Shrades popped up and a couple other brands too. So Civivi is probably your best bet to get some 9Cr18. It often kind of gets associated with 8Cr13MoV just because of the similar names. They're quite different steels actually though, which is kind of unfortunate that the names are so close, as we'll get into a little bit later in the video. 9Cr18 is a rough equivalent of 440C. It's kind of like a Chinese variant of it. Your main differences, it has slightly less molybdenum than 440C, and it has vanadium where 440C does not. So something to note is that it's not enough vanadium to form any vanadium carbides. The vanadium is really there just for grain refinement, pretty much. Speaking of that, it sharpens incredibly well, very easy to deburr, and it comes up super, super sticky. I haven't sharpened this since I tested it. There's a dull spot right here in the middle, but back here at the very heel and out at the tip, it's so sticky. I put it on par with how like Crewwear comes up, K390 kind of comes up similar. But since this is a more fine-grained steel, it just comes up even stickier. It's really, really easy to get that nice edge on it. I've heard how well this stuff performs. People have been talking about it for the past couple of years since Civivi's come out, and so I was pretty darn excited to test it. Thank you again, BJ, for sending this along for a test. I kind of took my time on this one. So in testing it, we sharpened it to the normal progression, 200 to 1,000 grit diamond on the wicked edge at 18 degrees per side, and then 16 and 4 micron CBN on leather. Just a really, really good working edge. Normally comes up, to a pretty high degree of sharpness. This particular knife is 13 thousandths behind the edge at 18 degrees per side, so pretty darn thin, especially for a production knife. That's kind of a common theme with Civivi. A lot of them are ground pretty darn thin, which is awesome. So I went ahead and tested this on cardboard. We cut cardboard until it can no longer cut computer paper cleanly. And the first result on this really blew me away. It came in at 296.63 feet. Almost 300 feet is very, very impressive for a budget steel like 9Cr. And I was kind of concerned that maybe I missed something in here or I did something wrong. So I don't normally retest, but I decided to go ahead and retest this. So I sharpened it up the same progression once again and ran it a second time and got 296.82 feet. So almost the exact same result. So that backs it up. It verifies it. It makes me wonder. I think this has to be 9Cr18 just because of the way that it's sharpened up, but maybe because this is made where WE knives are made, maybe they snuck a different steel in here on accident, but it doesn't sharpen like anything other than 9Cr really. I think the only other thing that would be comparable that would give you good results like this could be M390 or maybe S35VN that WE uses doesn't quite come out to be that good. So, and the M390 would have to be heat treated pretty damn well to be performing at this level. So maybe 9Cr18 is just a really, really good performer. Maybe I got a freak one here that's just really, really, well heat treated and done really well. It could be a mixture of a bunch of different things. But regardless, with those results, I can confidently say 9Cr18 is probably the best budget steel on the market right now. Better than D2, way better than D2, better than AUS8, better than 14C28M, better than 12C27. If we're talking at the price point that these knives come in at that $40 to $80 range, this is just a phenomenal value, because even some knives in S35VN, some knives in S30, well, most knives in S35VN and S30V aren't performing at this level. This has killer geometry. I mean, people have been talking about Civivis for a while now, but having one in hand and testing it and seeing these results, the value is just stupid for what you're paying. Now, I wish 9Cr18MoV had a different name. I think it could really benefit from a name change, just because people associate it with 8Cr13MoV, even though they're two completely different steels. I wish it had a different name so it could get some good rep that it really deserves after seeing these test results. So I would highly recommend that you pick up one of these if you can. It is definitely the best value in knives at the moment. So that's going to do it for today's video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to drop a like down below and subscribe to continue to see more videos just like this one. And as always, guys, thanks so much for watching. Have a great day.